I do think I want to go ahead and move forward because I'm just going to feel like an imbecile if I don't from having your conversation today.
Sup, homies? In this one, I'm actually going to break down a free training that people actually pay me a lot of money for, but I'm going to give it to you guys for free. And I'm also testing out something new. It's where I don't give a fuck on, being monetizable as a channel. I just don't give a fuck anymore. So if you guys want me to be my real authentic self, just hit like, drop a comment, say, Hunt, you don't need to be the little church boy anymore. Just give us the goods, huh? Give us the fucking goods on how to close clients, high ticket sales online, mastering the art of persuasion. Just fucking let me know. So I don't give a shit anymore, and I'm just gonna start dropping heat all the fucking time. So I condensed 60 different methods of selling high ticket online and getting trust, and I actually brought them all the way down into just 3 categories. This took me like 4 years, so I do it for you guys. I do it for the people. So enjoy this. Use it to close more high ticket deals online. And yeah, from here on out, if you guys want me to just be myself, just hit like, comment and all that, whatever the fuck. Enjoy this shit. All right, we're going to jump right in. This is not going to be some convoluted grand VSL bullshit. So basically, you guys on the other end should be entrepreneurs or high-ticket closers or sales reps in general, and I'm no different than you. But I was able to close over 750 high-ticket paying clients for just under $5 million, and even get my company acquired by a strategic buyer for a multiple 7-figure buyout, all because the sales team was so dialed out. And here's exactly what I taught my sales team so that they could hold a close rate above 40%. Yes, this is my dog, Iggy. Yes, she is in a little dolphin suit because we were going paddleboarding, and I figured, what better way to build some suspense. So I taught my closers what I coin as the trust ladder. And there's normally only 3 things that you need to bridge the gap of trust. And there's a little bonus 4th one for if you stick around to the end of the video. So number 1 in the trust ladder is customer orientation. You need to have a micro understanding of where the customer wants to be and a higher level understanding than the prospect themselves. So basically going over benefits outside the product, how it'll affect them in their day-to-day work. And if you have such a higher understanding than everyone around you, they're obviously going to go with you because you're taking more of a consultative approach. Way too early, closers like to take an authoritative approach, which is they don't really care about the customer orientation. They're doing this in the incorrect order, and they're just starting the call and showing off, how good they are, how much of an authority they are, how good the company is, all their success. When in reality, the customer is not here for you. They're only here for themselves. All they care about is how you can affect their life in a positive way, and if you can't, they're just going to go on to somebody who actually makes them feel good. So the first bridge of trust that we have to gap is the customer orientation, where they want to go, and having a higher level and deeper level understanding than everyone else around you. So this is where you need to learn your customer's tribal language. For me, I was in chiropractic. I understood deeply the different techniques, the types of patients they help with, types of techniques and machines that they worked on. And I just had such a higher level of understanding that I was actually mistaken as a chiropractor myself hundreds of times. So you can imagine me versus just the average closer. People are obviously going to go with me because I have a deeper understanding of their customer orientation. And I didn't care about myself in this part of the sales process. But next, we jump into the expertise bridge of trust. Sorry, Iggy, I got to point you down there a little bit. So expertise. Now you can get into an authoritative state. If you're doing authoritative before consultative or consultative, you're going to come off as a douchebag and nobody's going to want to be on the call with you. You actually have to bridge that first gap so the customers like you in the first place. So now you're getting into expertise. Are you 100% convicted in your ability to achieve? Basically, can you get to their desired outcome? So this is done with case studies, testimonials, or fat guarantees, and basically being like, yes, I'm 100% certain because we guarantee it. And what I like to teach a lot of my closers and reps and other sales teams is the feel, felt, found method. This is where you can showcase that you understand the customer orientation and your expertise in one simple little way. So you can be like, yeah, I totally feel you on that, Mr. Prospect. Actually, one of my clients, Tyler, felt the exact same way. And what he found was after just implementing XYZ, he was able to achieve desired outcome in just a short amount of time. So that builds up your authority and your consultative perception on the customer on the other end. And if you guys are using these things in order, you will absolutely crush it. The last one, and then we'll get into the bonus, is dependability. Basically, are you going to? The expertise is, can you? Do you even have the ability to get them to their desired state? Dependability is, are you going to? And a lot of times in B2B, for example, I had a lot of customers come to me and be like, yes, Hunter, I understood that, they're good at marketing. I know they understand the niche. And I know that they had a bunch of case studies, but their communication sucked and they just really didn't get us there. That's where we get into the dependability trust factor. Are you going to achieve it? So this is done through communication and just showing up for your clients and actually getting them the results, showcasing client testimonials, and using the other two to basically support this dependability factor and just going above and beyond for your clients so that they understand that you're going to achieve the desired outcome. Because customer orientation and expertise without dependability means jack shit. So I'm sorry to tell you guys that if you have 100% guarantees and you understand everything, but you're not fully convicted in your product and you're not able to convince your prospect that you're 100% convicted, you're not going to get the sale. So you guys need to be focusing on these three in every single one of your sales calls and build it into your scripts, understanding at a deep level, showcasing then and only then your expertise, and then finally bridging it up with your dependability factor, meaning your success rates, your guarantees, things like that. But if all else fails and you guys go through customer orientation successfully and you have a deep understanding, and then you go over expertise and you have so many testimonials that it would be very insignificant that the prospect would think that you couldn't achieve desired outcome. And then you had guarantees to back it up and your dependability was so high, but the customer is still maybe not fully convinced. Well, there's a bonus one, and there could only be one other thing. And it's actually a problem with the prospect's self-belief. So this is what we teach a lot inside of Infinite Income. And this is what happens in a lot of Biz Op offers, new business owners, and just less sophisticated prospects on the other end. We had a running joke inside of our agency that the hardest prospects to close are the ones that don't understand shit. And you would actually think it's the opposite. Because normally, they're like a blank canvas. You can incept your own thoughts and beliefs into them. But because their self-belief is so low, you could master all three of these bridges of trust and still fumble the deal because you're not able to get the prospect to believe in themselves. And this is a telltale sign that you fat cat closers are only focusing on the authoritative seat. You're maybe briefly going over customer orientation, and yeah, you're dependable, but the prospect really didn't feel like you spoke to them. So they're going to convince themselves still that the likelihood of failure is low. So here are the two bridges that you need to overcome to get the self-belief trust factor. There are only two bridges of trust. Number one, they don't believe you. Number two, they don't believe in themselves. So here's what I have many sales calls recorded. And if you guys want one, just DM me and I can just give you a sales call of me doing this. But the self-belief factor. Yeah, Mr. Prospect, well, I guess we just have to make a decision here based on two things. Number one, you don't believe me, but we have a guarantee, so you don't even have to. Or number two, maybe you don't believe yourself. And I think if you were able to bridge that gap of trust in yourself, you would realize that not only do we have the tools and testimonials and ability to get you there and dependability, but it's really just left on you to get us there. So do you feel, Mr. Prospect, that I have everything on my end to be able to get you to your desired outcome? Yeah, I do, Hunter. And do you feel like if we empowered you and gave you support and coaching calls and done with you and done for you and XYZ, blah, 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 that you could achieve that desired outcome? Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, cool, then let's do it. And the only other thing is maybe they're still not convinced. And I have call recordings of me doing this as well. Yeah, Hunter, no, I think you can do it. And I think I can do it. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, that's not a problem, Mr. Prospect. And I say not a problem to lower sales resistance immediately. Yeah, that's no problem. I guess when you look at it, we just have to outweigh the risk. And let's say, doing what you're currently doing, you told me it's not going anywhere. You've already been trying this for 6 months. Let's say you have a 1 out of 10 likelihood of something miraculously falling out of the sky and it working this time. It's probably a 1 out of 10, but I like you, Mr. Prospect. Let's double it. Let's say it's 2 out of 10 versus me and my company, 1,000 testimonials, track record, dependability, and the ability to do it. And we literally have a guarantee. So it is 10 out of 10, but again, I like you. Let's cut that in half. Let's say it's only 5 out of 10. You are weighing the risk of working with me, which is a 50% likelihood of success in your mind, versus you, a 20% likelihood. Successful people, Mr. Prospect, they just weigh the risk and they make their decision based on the risk. So given a 50% chance of likelihood in your head versus a 20, which one would you rather choose? Comparing this basically. Bottom line, Dr. Alyssa, what is the likelihood on a scale to 10 that if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, that you get everything you've hoped for in being a business owner?
Oh, it'll be slow. It's like a turtle. You got to keep changing.
Let's say it's 1 out of 10. Let's agree it's 1 out of 10, but I like you, so let's double it. Let's even say it's 2 out of 10. For me and my agency, we've done this hundreds of times. We've been in hundreds of different markets. This system has helped hundreds of different doctors. Maybe a 10 out of 10, but I like you again. Let's cut it in half. You're basically, as a business owner, weighing out risk, and you're weighing out working with me, which has a 50% likelihood to fail, let's say, versus yours that might have a 90% failure rate. You just got to weigh the risk.
All right.